love, and welcome to the channel. I am Kay, an astrologer, numerologist, Reiki master and spiritual witch here on YouTube. Listen, if you've been attracted to this video, this is confirmation that what's in it is for you. There is a message here for you to receive. And if you love astrology as much as I do, check out my moon phase planner for 2023. There are free astrology resources, a road opener ritual, and many different types of lists and interesting things that you can use to plan your week alongside knowing exactly what phase and what sign the moon is in. Check out the description box. The link is below. Let's get into your video. Hello Aquarius, and welcome back to the channel. I do hope that you have had a wonderful month of November. Welcome to December. We're going to give you your horoscope from the 1st to the 15th of the month, and largely what I see for us, because I'm an Aquarius myself, if you don't know, if you're new here, is that there's a lot of energy around our love life, and certainly our finances are looking good for the first couple of weeks of this month. I'll also be giving you what I see as a major change prediction for you, for this particular sign, for us as an Aquarius, as we move into January 2023. So stay tuned for that. But as we start the month, what we've got here on the screen is the chart for the full moon and how the universe is going to look. So the full moon will be happening on the 8th of December. It will be at 4:09 a.m. GMT. This is my local time. It could be the same day for you, or it could be the day before. It does depend where you are in the world. But this will be a full moon in our sister air sign of Gemini, and it will happen at 16 degrees of the sign Gemini. As we start the month from the 1st, if we look on the screen, we can see circled in black on the left hand side, we've got the sun here, and the sun is in the sign of Sagittarius. So for us Aquarius, the sun is vibrating around our hopes, our dreams, the important people in our life, and this is what we call the 11th house. So the sun will shift up for the Aquarius chart from where it is to where the black arrow is, and this is where it will be for us. Now what this means is that there's a lot of blessed, positive and expansive energy that the sun brings. Also the sun brings growth, and he is bringing this to our area to do with what it is we hope for, what it is we dream for, and the important people we have in our life. And funny enough, this is the house in modern astrology that we actually do rule as an Aquarius. This is the house of Aquarius. So it's nice to know that we're having the sun here in, you could say, our home house as an Aquarius. Essentially, it's a good time for you Aquarius if there is something that you hope for, that you dream for, or you've got anything special going on with important people in your life. And the people that would fall into the 11th house in astrology are not people that we are necessarily romantically connected to, because we are more likely to find them in the 5th or the 7th house when it comes to love. These are people that we work with, that we network with, that we do projects with, even people that we know from social media, that we connect with or we're friends with, that we've never met in person, but we have a really good connection with them. So these people can include people like co-workers, or people that you work with, or anybody that you've got a deal with or you're going into partnership with. It's a good time for this. It could be that there's some growth, some expansion, or some positive news even to do with this, especially if you are working with important people on your hopes and dreams. On the 4th of this month, we will have the planet Neptune finally turn direct. So Neptune is down here by the red arrow circled in blue. This is the planet that deals with soul connections and what it is that we really want on a soul level. It is the planet of hopes, dreams, and also illusions and delusions as well. When he is in retrograde, which he largely has been for 2022, this is when he can allow people to have the reality check that we need in life about things, because he is the planet that can sometimes put us under illusions. We can see things for something else, let's just say. We don't see them for what they really are. Now for Aquarius, he is going to turn direct in your 2nd house of finance, and I really like this. So where the blue arrow is, that is on the screen, Neptune will shift from where he is over to this part of the chart for the Aquarius chart. This house deals with money, wealth, what it is that we own, what it is that we place value on in life, and our own morals and values that we hold as people, as Aquariuses. It also deals with the body as well. Our body comes into this house. So with Neptune finally turning direct, what I'm seeing here for us Aquarius is that maybe our finances start to look a lot better, or our finances are more realistic, quote unquote, because it could have been that possibly for some of us, while Neptune has been in retrograde for quite a bit, I almost want to say for a majority of 2022, that our finances could have been a bit up and down for some of us, or some of us could have been dealing with financial matters or having to juggle when it comes to this part of our life. For others of us, it could be that our morals and what it is that we place value on in life, what we see as valuable in life, these things could have been in question, and Neptune could have been giving us that all-important reality check that we need while he's been in retrograde. Now he's direct, these things can be more clearer to us, and hopefully we can move forward. Full moon itself, when it happens, which will be on the 8th, we can see over on the right hand side of the chart circled in red, we've got the moon here, the grey symbol. She is at 16 degrees of the sign Gemini. Opposite her we have the sun, 16 degrees of Sagittarius, giving us the full moon when we have the masculine and the feminine of these two energies opposing each other in different signs. This is where your love life comes in, because for you are going to have a 5th house full moon. So the moon will shift from where she is all the way down to where the red arrow is, and she will be in your area of life that deals with love, romance, creativity, children, fun, sex, risk taking. This is the area of life that really is about fun. You know, it's a really nice house to have a full moon in, I think. And full moons can often bring around that energy of needing to make some kind of decision, and that is largely because you've got the sun and the moon, you know, the masculine and the feminine in opposing signs, you know, giving you that need to make a decision about something. So what I'm seeing here for you Aquarius is that mid-month, love could be a big thing for you, or it could be creativity for some of you if you are a creative Aquarius, your romantic life, your children, and basically how you have fun. These are going to be things that you're probably going to be needing to think about. Issues could come up with this, and it is generally a really good time for love. Now, I do want to touch on children as well, because if you have children, if you are an Aquarius with a child or children, I'm being pushed to say that, you know, there could be some news or positive energy around your children, and pay special attention to them, you know, mid-month, because you are having a full moon in a house that deals with children. If you are a female Aquarius and you would like to conceive a child, as in you are actively trying to get pregnant, I will make the prediction that potentially this full moon could be the time. You know, you're having a full moon in the house of children. For my creative Aquariuses like myself, you know, this is a really good time to get creative, to think about your creativity, to think about what you're going to do with whatever it is that you create. Maybe if you can make some kind of money from it, or how you can move forward with your creative projects, or to even start them. So it's really, really nice full moon week we've got here. Two things that are happening during this full moon. The first one being that we're going to have the planet Mars, who will go into retrograde, also be in conjunction with the moon. So we can see this here where we've got the moon on the right hand side circled in pink. Just above her we're going to have Mars there at 16 degrees of Gemini as well. So these two are conjunct. They are really close, they're at the same degree. If you've been here before, you would have heard me explain to you that a conjunction is when two planets or two energies are so close that you can basically read their message as one. So the moon is about our emotions, and Mars is largely about motivation, drive, and how we move forward with things. And also in a birth chart, he can represent a person's sexual energy or their sex drive. So what I'm seeing here is that when we've got this conjunction going on around this full moon, and it's happening in our 5th house of romance, dating, sex, creativity, children, and fun, that lovely, lovely area, it could be that for some of us Aquariuses, we are being pulled back to something, a situation, person, place, or thing, because Mars is in retrograde, to deal with it, to think about how we're going to move forward with it, or to think about how motivated we are emotionally about this situation, person, place or thing, however it resonates, to do with our fifth house, which is love, dating, romance, creativity, children, having fun, and how we take risks. For some of us Aquarius, Mars retrograde can also give the opposite effect. Sometimes it can make you feel very demotivated about things, and sometimes it can make you very motivated. It does depend on how you're feeling and what's going on in life, but that energy could resonate for some of us as well. The second thing is that we're going to have the North Node form a conjunction with the planet that causes unexpected change, Uranus, and Uranus actually happens to be our ruling planet in modern astrology, which you probably do know as an Aquarius yourself, that is our ruling planet. So here circled in green, we have got it here on the screen, and this has been going on throughout 2022, especially the last half of it for a while, and I've mentioned it a lot to all the signs. But the reason why I'm mentioning it again at this point is because we're at a critical point. We're closing out the year and both these energies are now in retrograde. So let's look at this in a bit more detail. So Aquarius, what I predict as a major change, you and I as an Aquarius, is that potentially with Neptune turning direct on the 4th of December at 2:15 a.m. GMT time, it's an ideal time for your finances to really move forward and to pick up. So here on the screen where he is circled in blue, the pink symbol, he's going to shift from where he is over to the blue arrow as mentioned. He's going to go round to our financial house. Careful planning, careful decision making, and seeing things for the reality of what they really are when it comes to money. It feels to me like by the time we get to January, and as we move into January, money is going to be a big energy, a big change, or there's a big shift for this around the Aquarius energy, and it's starting from when Neptune turns direct on the 4th of December. So don't overspend, I guess is what I want to say at Christmas. Be mindful of your money and be realistic with it, because this is the message that basically Neptune is giving us by turning direct in this part of our lives. And this is the message that we probably would have had throughout a majority of 2022, because as mentioned, Neptune has been mostly in retrograde, and so he would have been mostly around this part of our life because he spent most of the year in the sign of Pisces. He hasn't really moved because he moves so slowly. So watch your money, be realistic, and see what changes for you financially as we move into January, because I do predict that there will be some changes. Positive, I want to say. Now with the North Node and Uranus conjunction, which we've got here in red here, with the North Node is our direction where we're going, and Uranus is that planet that causes unexpected change, yeah? So this is like an unexpected change to our direction. And what I'm seeing here is that setbacks, hold-ups, confusion that we may have had to do with where we live, our living arrangements, and maybe even our education if you are studying, if you are an Aquarius who is studying, or our extended family, could start to release, because this aspect is going to be where the red arrow is in our third house, and this area of life deals with where you live, your neighborhood, it's your extended family, it's your education, it's your communication, and it's your thoughts. So when we talk about extended family with this house, we talk about uncles, aunts, cousins, nieces, nephews, that kind of thing. We're not talking about brothers and sisters, mum, dad, children, intimate family, or even people who are not blood related to you. You have a close relationship with them, so you kind of class them as family. It's these kind of people. So there could be a change of direction family wise, as well as where some of us are living or our living arrangements as we close out 2022 and we move into January, because this energy will keep up until the new year. There could also be unexpected developments with this part of our life, generally speaking. And when I say unexpected, I want to say positive unexpected developments. And I say this because it is the North Node that we are looking at here, the lighter green symbol. It's not, the South Node or karma or what we should be leaving behind or in the past. The North Node is a very positive point of a birth chart, because it talks about the future direction, where you're going, what we should aspire to rather than what we should be leaving behind. So brace yourself, Aquarius, for some kind of unexpected changes in, you know, where you're going with your living arrangements, your education, where you live, your neighborhood and your extended family, or maybe even news that comes to you, because this is the house of communication as well. The third house covers thoughts, thinking, talking, letters, emails, phone calls, WhatsApp, text messages. I mean, nobody really uses fax machines anymore these days, but a fax machine would even come into this part of life as well, because it's a type of communication. So for some of us, it could be that we could hear some news as well that causes an unexpected positive shift, I want to say, as we move into 2023. Last message about this area with the North Node is that when we look at the North Node and Uranus, and when we look at when planets are conjuncting, generally speaking, it's always good to look at the sign that it is happening in, because the sign gives you an energy and an additional message. And what I'm seeing here is, because this is the sign of Taurus, and Taurus is the sign that will actually slow down the erraticness of Uranus, generally speaking, this is a message to be careful, cautious when it comes to changes, you know, to have slow and steady progress, which is basically the Taurus energy. Taurus is also a sign that is a fixed sign. It likes things as it is, and it's the least likely sign of the zodiac, I would say, as an astrologer, that will ever go out and do something on a whim. So even though there's changes coming towards us, Aquarius, even though we could be going in a new direction in life, in the areas that I've mentioned, Taurus's energy is giving us a message of, make sure that you are doing this cautiously, make sure you are sure that where you're going with this. So really nice energy. So I do hope that there was something here that helped you, and if so, that, you know, you got a positive message or something that helped you, then please do give the video a like if you haven't already. And if you're new here, then thanks so much for being here. Why not subscribe? I would love to see you here again, and give you, one of my fellow Aquariuses that are new here, an astrology reading again. And if you are an Aquarius who is returning, then thanks for your support, Aqua. Thanks for being so solid with me. Thanks for being here again. And if you love astrology as much as I do, then don't forget to check out the 2023 Moon Phase Daily and Weekly Planner. The link is in the description box below. I've revamped it for next year, and it's very different, the format, so I'm not going to go on about it too much. If you are interested, the link is below. So coming up on the 11th, around the 11th, I should say, excuse me, of December, I will be posting the 15th to the 31st horoscopes for all the signs. It might just pop up here as I'm speaking now if it's already up on the channel, but if not, it will be going live around that time. So do make sure you stay tuned and you check it out. Enjoy the rest of the month, enjoy the first couple of weeks, and I will catch you mid-month for the end of month horoscopes. I'll see you then. Keep well, Aquarius. I'll see you soon.